Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu meinem Let's Play von Highway Blossoms. Ich weiß noch nicht, ob das hier wirklich ein richtiges Let's Play wird. Ich habe dieses Spiel vor kurzem aufgegriffen. Ich dachte, es wäre eine Date, unter anderem in einem Humble Bundle. Und ich dachte, es wäre eine Dating-Sim und dachte mir so, daraus muss ich ein Video machen. Das wäre meine erste Dating-Sim und ich dachte, das könnte ziemlich lustig werden. Ich glaube mittlerweile, das ist ein Visual Novel und keine Dating-Sim. Deshalb weiß ich nicht, ob es hier viel an Gameplay zu sehen gibt. Aber ja, schauen wir einfach mal rein. Los geht's. Erstes Achievement. Nice. No! No! What did I do? Ja, ich lese einfach mal auf Englisch vor, glaube ich. I've listened to it so many times, I've even memorized the placement of the static from the song's original broadcasts. Kann ich die Einstellung ändern? Direkt das war. Ja, Textgeschwindigkeit hoch. So brauche ich das. I'm worried the deck might eventually eat the tape, but it never happened to him no matter how many times he played the damn thing. So I'm not too scared. It used to drive me crazy. Every day he played it over and over again. Sure, he would throw on something different after a few loops, but soon enough he'd switch back and the cycle would repeat itself. Sometimes I think he would do it just to mess with me. I would be in bed, smothering a pillow over my head to block out the music. He would just turn it up louder, even during all-nighters. That was so like him. Even near the end, when we had to finally settle down, he was still pulling that kind of crap. I'd come home from school sometimes, and the police would be at the door because the entire block had called in a noise complaint. He said it was because he was hard of hearing, but I know he did it just to get a rise out of the old grouches who lived nearby. I think that was his worst fear, ending up just another bitter sack of bones, so he did everything in his power to be the exact opposite, right up until the end. Of course, that meant I would always deal with the fallout. I can't imagine what the neighbors thought, seeing a little girl go door to door, apologizing because some old man decided it would be funny to put plastic flamingos all over their award-winning lawns. I can't help but smile, just a little, even if it does hurt. I take a sip of my coffee. Outside, heat haze shimmers over the never-ending oceans of sand. So much desert. Even Roswell was just rock, sand, and a few shacks. All alien-themed, of course. Didn't see any UFOs, though. I'm not used to how dry everything is. Even with the AC on high enough to rip off my eyebrows, I'm still all sweaty. Guess that's what happens when you laze around in snowy Colorado for a decade. In that regard, the desert is a nice change of scenery. I don't exactly hate it. New sights are nice, especially since his health didn't allow him to do a lot of traveling when I was a little girl. I could see myself getting used to this. Well, maybe in another 15 years when I have everything paid off. Ah, damn it, Amber. Snap out of it. You can worry about that later. This isn't your trip, so stop being so selfish. I push the eject button. I take the tape out and look it over, probably for the 20th time today. Years worth of brown stains and greasy fingerprints are smudged all over, making it feel grimy to the touch. It still works like a charm, though. There are more cassettes in the glove compartment, a mixture of mine and his. Mostly his. I should just play one of those and get it over with. My hand gravitates towards the latch. It would be okay, right? No. I snatch my hand away from the latch and flip the tape over. Once again, I find myself staring. With a sigh, I stick it back into the deck. I reach towards the play button, taking another look to see if the road is still clear. Like always it... Okay. Isn't. I slam on the brakes, their shriek piercing my skull. A glance at my rear view mirror shows a girl cringing next to an ancient-looking car, covering her ears as I screech down the road. Making a U-turn of dubious legality, I pull it in front of her car, killing the motorhome's engine. I hop out and shield my eyes from the blazing New Mexico sun. Only now do I realize how precious the AC really is. It doesn't take more than several steps before the girl comes bouncing up to me with a look of relief.
Oh my god, thank you, thank you, thank you! I was starting to think no one would ever stop.
Stick on voice acting? With each word, she gets a little closer, until we're finally within touching distance of each other, her smiling face now filling my entire field of vision. Her bright auburn hair is done into a girlish side tail, glistening beneath specks of sweat. Standing out in the heat has made her round, pale cheeks a sun-kissed red, but she still looks put together, like the desert would sooner melt her than do any real damage to her looks. I almost feel embarrassed to be in front of someone who dresses so cutely, her frilly green top and skirt putting my red t-shirt and khakis to shame. It's all brought together by one thing though, her eyes. They're blue, vividly blue, deep and rich, complementing the traces of her misty perfume as she gets closer and closer. Yeah, too close, too close, too close. I scramble back and cough, trying to hide any awkwardness.
No problem.
No problem. Soll ich das This is weird. What's she doing out here alone? Driving through? Hell, is she even alone? I peer off into the plains on the side of the road, half expecting a guy to pop up from his hiding place now that some idiot has fallen for their trap. That idiot being me, of course. But much to my surprise, no one does. Instead, the girl continues to stare at me, smiling as she patiently waits for my response. I glance behind her, focusing on her car.
So what's the issue? Your car breakdown?
I think so, yeah. I was driving and I just kind of...
Stop.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a car buff, but I can take a look at it.
This is confusing, God. Her head pops back up and life returns to her eyes.
Oh wow! Could you?
So full of emotion.
Yeah. Can't promise that I can do anything, but I can at least check it out.
Oh, dieser Kontrast einfach zwischen ihrer, erinnert mich einfach gerade an Anime, so richtig übertrieben und sie so richtig uninteressiert. Nice.
That'd be great.
Alright, first things first then.
This thing looks even older than my motorhome. It was probably a nice car once upon a time, but with a dented grille, multiple scratches and faded murky green color, it's hard to believe such a cute girl was driving it. I slide into the fabric seat and start the ignition. I don't know too much about how this stuff works, just enough to keep the motorhome from giving out, but I can't imagine it's too significant of an issue. Probably just a bad battery or... What was that? No gas. Good job. A single car passes by, cooling us with a refreshing gust of wind, sprinkled with dirt and sand.
Is something wrong?
Ist die dumm? this a joke?
Oh no, did I break it?
No, it's just out of gas.
What? No way! Dad said I should have filled up before I left.
Didn't you look at the... like... That's doch so ein... Is she for real? Why is this girl in the middle of nowhere by herself? As if trying to force all the ideas into the center of her brain, the girl grabs her head and whines under her breath.
Ah, man, and I didn't charge my phone either. What am I gonna do?
I'd offer her mine, but I've never had a cell phone in my life. Seems like you'd have to be pretty absent-minded to forget that, though. She whines once more and turns to me.
Hey, this might seem a little weird,
Yeah? Oh no.
but could you take me somewhere nearby so I can get some gas?
Was will sie machen? Zur Tankstelle einen Kanister auffüllen und sich wieder von irgendjemandem zurückfahren, dass wenn ihr Auto da rumsteht? Sounds like a great plan to me. And what do you know? She actually did it.
How long did you say you've been stuck out here?
I don't know. A few hours maybe?
Da musste die in der Sonne ja schon einiges aushalten.
I've been trying to wave down everyone who drives by, but you were the first to stop.
I see people everywhere.
Hold on, everyone?
Yep.
This heat must have fried her brain. Does she have any idea how dangerous that is?
That's probably not a good idea, you know.
She cocks her head to the side and gives me a look of genuine curiosity. Like it wasn't obvious or something.
Huh? Why?
Well, you know. A cute young girl alone in the middle of the desert? It's just asking for trouble.
But you're a cute young girl alone in the middle of a desert?
What?
Her comeback takes me off guard, and I turn away a little, avoiding eye contact.
Yeah, but that's different.
Why? A smile returns to her face, the same bright one that she showed me when I first pulled over. I'm still avoiding eye contact, but she leans over to the direction I'm looking and continues to smile. Okay, das ist irgendwie langsam ein bisschen weird.
So, do you think you can give me a ride?
Als ob sie denn jemals zu ihrem Auto zurückkommen könnte.
I don't know.
Please! It shouldn't take very long.
This girl, it's like she didn't even listen to what I said. Ja, vielleicht ist sie dangerous, ja. Still, better me than some psycho. Besides, it's not like a small detour will make me late or anything.
I guess it's fine. I'm not in too big of a rush anyway.
Dieser... Before I'm even finished, she's springing off the... Deutsch! Nein, English! Before I'm even finished, she's springing up... Before I'm even finished, she's springing off the ground, bouncing to the motorhome. Nailed it.
Hey, wait!
But it's already far too late, and she somehow made her way into the motorhome before its owner even finding the time to give a small wave from the passenger seat. I heave a heavy sigh, rubbing my temple as I climb back up into the driver's seat. The key is still dangling in the ignition. I wrench it around and the motorhome roars to life, forcing a surprised squeak out of the girl.
By the way, my name is Marina. Thank you so much for helping me out.
Ich glaube, die würde mich ein bisschen nerven. TBH, es ist noch ein bisschen früh dafür, aber wow.
Amber, don't mention it.
Careful not to hit her car, I back the RV up and turn it around, sending us in my original direction. I reach for the play button on the cassette player, finally giving in to temptation, but Marina starts up again.
Why aren't we going the other way? Wasn't there a station a little ways back?
It was more than a little ways back. I saw a sign a few miles ago that said there was a station not too far from here, so we're going there.
Oh wow, I didn't even see that. You're really observant.
Yeah, or you're just really oblivious.
Not really.
Silence falls between us, the roaring of the engine and swishing of the wind from outside being the only sounds. I take that as my cue and reach for the cassette player once more, finally give...
How do you even drive this thing? It's huge!
Marina spreads her arms out like an eagle unfurling its wings, almost bopping me on the head in the process. I clear my throat and grab her arm out from the air, gently placing it on her lap.
It's not that bad. You get used to it.
She tilts her head to the side and gives a light grunt as if saying, "That's so?" And we return to the silence of before. Again, I reach for the cassette player.
So what are you doing out here? Are you going camping? Seems like what you're doing is fun.
Oh, Mädchen. I take a deep breath and hold it on as long as possible before letting it out.
Just traveling. What about you? Why are you out here?
Oh, well, it's kinda silly.
She scratches her head and lets out an embarrassed laugh before staring at her feet. She quiets down and surprisingly stays quiet. Well, looks like that worked. I reach for the cassette player one last time. I stop for a moment to look at the glove compartment and then Marina, who looks lost in thought. Finally, I press play. Okay. A pleasant little chime greets me as I enter the station, Marina trailing closely behind. You got many preferences shown. Custom display window, transitions. Text contrast. Oh, you can test sounds very nice. What for? Skip all messages, begin skip now. Preference save game main menu load help. Return. The drive was quiet after I turned the music on. Turning the tables on her and asking what she was doing out there seemed to throw her off. I didn't mean to come off as cold as I did. It's just been ages since I've had a conversation beyond accepting some half-hearted condolences. Though to be fair, I haven't really wanted to hold one. The guy behind the counter is busy ringing someone up, so I set out in search of a gas can. The store was one of those big mini-mart places made specifically for travelers. It's surprisingly clean for a place surrounded by sand. Every corner has an unnatural sanitary shine accompanied by the scent of citrus cleaning product. By the scent of citrus cleaning product.
Hey, they have cola flavor here!
All the important things. I turn and find Marina clutching the slushy machine, her eyes widening like a cat's when tempted with yarn.
Don't most gas stations have it?
No, die ist noch nicht so viel rumgekommen. She shakes her head, but doesn't take her eyes off of the machine.
All the places back home only had cherry and raspberry. When we got sick of them, we just had to mix them together. But...
Marina finally turns to me, wearing a face of pure, concentrated sadness.
I left my wallet in the car.
Oh, Mädchen. Die kommt doch einfach rüber wie eine Scammerin, so ein bisschen. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Just looking at her, I can feel my heart break. Wait a second.
How were you expecting to pay for the gas?
I don't know. I just remembered.
How did she last 5 minutes out in the desert?
Fine, I guess I'll pay for it.
You fell for it.
Really?
Yeah. And grab yourself one of those slushies too.
I might have seen it.
But make it a small one.
Guys game. Her pure concentrated sadness melts into pure concentrated happiness.
You're the best, Amber.
Did she even... hat sie ihr überhaupt ihren Namen gesagt? Ja, hat sie. Amber. Don't mention it. Ich erinnere mich. She grabs the cup and holds down the button until the slushy overflows and drips down the side. I was going to pay for the gas anyway, but I'm hoping the drink makes up for the drive over. I spot the gas cans and with Marina happily sipping a drink, grab one and head for the counter. The guy at the register is still ringing up the same what the fuck. This is not a guy. The guy at the register is still ringing up the same girl. Lines of flimsy plastic bags line the counter, filled with a mixture of off-brand junk food and gardening tools. He scans the items as the girl digs through her wallet. Ach so. Ich hab mit ringing up meint die, der ruft jemanden an. Ich dachte, das wäre der Typ hinter der Kasse. He scans the items as the girl digs through her wallet, her bandana-wrapped head pressing a phone against her shoulder.
Aren't you supposed to be the badass mechanic? What good are you if you're not?
She swipes out a card and hands it to the cashier, more interested in staring at her nails than looking at him.
The hell would I know? Have the squirt check underneath if you're so curious.
Sie so, hey Mädchen, das ist gefährlich, wenn du hier alleine in der Wüste und so, die da no fucks give. Okay. On the other end of the line, I can hear the faintest of squabbling. I can't make out anything they're saying, but the tones sound worlds more tolerable than the girls.
If it's that old, then I say do it. Cash is cash. It's not like anyone's gonna care.
Ich habe eine Vermutung.
Better not take as long as last time, though. I'll be waiting for you slackers outside.
Klauen die gerade ihr Auto? Zufällig irgendwie habe ich so... ich habe so ein Gefühl. The girl slips her phone back into the crevices of her dangerously unzipped jumpsuit. What little clothing she has on underneath looks like it's going to burst from the slightest movement. Okay. Not my type, especially with that personality, where it's hard for me to do anything other than stare. The attendant reaches out to help with the bags, but the girl snaps them away before he can. She shoots him with a heated glare that burns straight through the man and into the wall behind him. Turning around, the girl looks at us for a second before rolling her eyes, then marches out the door, the bags weighing her down as they nearly scrape the ground. Yeah, definitely not my type. Der Typ sieht cool aus.
Good luck.
Good luck. Okay. Marina and I set the can and nearly empty slushy on the counter.
Will that be all?
Yeah, sorry for more boring than that other girl.
The attendant hacks out a dry cackle and scans the gas can. He flicks his oily ponytail behind his shoulder and then rings up Marina's drink. Ring up das Kassieren? Schätze ich mal. Ich dachte echt, der telefoniert irgendwie oder sowas.
And a lot of folks passing through and stocking up the past few days. It's been a good change of pace. I'm guessing that's why you girls are here too.
Marina eases in towards the counter, nudging herself tightly between me and a rack, her hands creeping over to the slushy mess.
For what? I'm just heading out to California.
If I don't end up driving myself insane first.
You mean you don't know?
The attendant freezes, forgetting about the scanner in his hand. Blinding red light beams from it onto my chest.
About what?
Why, the treasure.
Marina's hand stopped just shy of grabbing the cup.
Treasure?
The clerk's chubby face morphs into a grin.
You telling me that you girls haven't heard of the treasure in the journal?
I have.
I frown. Embarrassed, Marina looks at the floor again, her cheeks flushing red. I guess she's always just this forward.
Oh, well, I heard about it on the news. It's kind of why I drove down here.
You drove out into the middle of the desert for treasure. Sorry,
Ihre
but
Stimme
you've
ist
lost me.
super. Ich find's super, wie sie einfach so, ja.
Not just any treasure, Missy. The miner's treasure.
Oh, the miner's treasure. He says it like that to clarify what he meant. I stare at him. He stares back. Marina sips the last dregs of her slushy.
You honestly don't know.
Not a clue. Are you gonna change that?
A little feisty, ain't you?
Not really. Just have stuff to do.
Fair enough. A little while back, some folks were going through all the trash in their garage. As fate would have it, they came across an old journal. Turns out the thing belonged to their great uncle. Or maybe it was their great grandfather. I don't know. Some dead old man.
I cut him off with a cuff, a polite hint for him to either get on with it or quit his yammering. Despite apparently knowing all this, Marina continues to stay focused with rapt attention. Sometimes her drink makes that annoying slurping sound again.
Sorry. I'll try keeping it short. Anyway, after flipping through it, they found out that he'd struck it rich during the gold rush.
If he struck it rich, then wouldn't the family know about it? They'd have to be pretty well off, right?
Oh, I can answer that. He went back home to Missouri without any gold and told all his friends he hid it.
Yeah, that's what you usually do when you got cash. Just put it all away and hide it. And, yeah, by now the slushy's all gone. Marina tries for one last sip, but all that's sucked through the straw is air. She peers down into the cup and blows out a small sigh.
No one believed him, though.
I raise an eyebrow. If even this girl knows about it, then I must be more out of the loop than I thought.
Well now, looks like Sister here has been doing her research.
The attendant leans into the counter and smirks.
Story goes, he wanted to eventually move his family out west and dig his gold back up along the way, but kicked it before he could.
What a great plan. He slides his thumb along his neck and makes a cheesy sound effect to go with it. Marina giggles, but I just keep staring.
The folks that found the journal ended up selling it to some hotshot publishing house. Now everyone wants to retrace his steps and find the treasure. Shipments have been selling like hotcakes. Just got ours last week.
He points to a rack of identical books sitting by the door. A sign hanging above it reads, "Treasure of the Desert, a miner's journey. Take part in the new gold rush." Yeah, that'll stick in people's heads.
And people are really buying into this?
Sure are. I've worked here for over 20 years, and never have I seen this many people passing through. Even the banshee before you was here for some supplies and a journal.
Sure, okay. This is a hoax if I've ever seen one.
And where is this supposed treasure?
No one knows.
Ja, das Ganze nicht so spannend.
It's all scattered around the desert. They say the journal has hints to its whereabouts.
Uh-huh. Marina, you said this is why you drove out here.
Yep, that's right.
But you don't really believe the treasure exists, do you?
Sure I do.
She pauses to think.
At least, I want to. But wouldn't it be super cool if there was treasure?
Findest du nur, als cool wäre?
Sure, it would be cool. But there's a good chance there isn't. And even if there were, do you know where to start looking?
Ist es gerade lauter geworden?
No, not really. I never got that far. I don't even have a copy of the journal.
She lowers her head, like she knows there's a good chance what I'm saying is true.
But I have to try.
Her voice is soft and quiet, but there's a faint glow of determination behind it. It makes me feel ashamed for scolding, but the idea that she dropped everything for treasure is insane. To her credit, she did a little research, but that's cancelled out by driving to the desert without a full tank of gas. She wasn't prepared at all. The people who care about her must be worried sick. I barely even know her and I'm worried.
Aw, don't be too hard on her, Missy. After all, who could resist a good treasure hunt?
Yeah, I fall for that every day. He looks to Marina and gives a big gummy grin, courtesy of his missing teeth. Kurze Pause.
Ain't that right, sister?
Marina springs back with a smile of her own.
That's right!
Rolling my eyes, I reach into my pocket and pass some crumpled bills to the clerk.
Yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it.
He shrugs and stuffs the cash in the register, though now I'm just paying for the tank and an empty cup. I pocket the change. I give a casual wave from the exit. That should be good enough, thank you. Marina follows, though a bit more animated, waving her arm like a fan as she says goodbye.
Oh, and sister,
Yeah?
you go ahead and take one of them journals. Free of charge.
Really?
Boah. Marina lights up like a firecracker and bounces up and down like she's a kid again.
Yup.
Oh, wow! Thanks, mister!
In one swift motion, she swipes one of the remaining books off the rack, so fast that I swear my eyes are skipping frames.
Hey, Amber! Look! He gave me one for free.
Oh yeah, I just noticed.
Yeah, I see it.
I tune out her chatter and nod as we walk out to the parking lot so we can finally get the fuel. The attendant shouts one last thing, his voice fading behind the glass of the closing door.
Luck on your trip.
Desert people are weird. Okay. So, und das war die erste Folge Highway Blossoms. An dieser Stelle mache ich einmal Schluss. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Ja, ich weiß, wie eingangs erwähnt, nicht, ob das sinnvoll ist, hier aus einem Visual Novel ein Let's Play zu machen oder so. Sagt mir einfach, ob euch das gefallen hat und ob ihr noch mehr davon sehen wollt. Sonst spiele ich das einfach für mich. Bis dann.